global, so can see teams starting on the defensive Lotus. If they have a really good read, can work out well for them. And I do remember watching Mongols on this map quite a while ago. They do love to get aggressive. They love some of the set plays, but I think that was back when they were playing the Neon, so we'll see what they want to be getting going here with this comp on Lotus in particular.
Exactly. It's a little bit different, but again, even though they only played this map once over here on Split 2, it was 100% attacking win rate for them, and we will see that in action real soon as the barriers go down here on the pistol round.
Yeah, one way thrown out there by Moria wants to dissuade Mongols from taking any control over towards that C side of the map. You do have the cage activated from 119 to help the rest of the Mongols cross back towards A as the Viper wall goes up and 119 looks to take some more space.
Don't think Nats has seen 119 cross, but the shear will be triggered. But the door is open though. Nat's gonna be first contact here amongst the rest of utility. No way Nat survives all that. Able to take down one, but in exchange, Woody along outside the doors. But they Nexi now gonna take the plant down. Let's see how they do the post plant.
The tree, Paranoia is gonna come out and they're just gonna kick off the retake back into the site. Paint shells really dissuading them from actually entering on in here, and Woody's going to hit the deck as well. This is really good defense of the post plant from Mongols.
Rhea only the one left, gets a dink onto Sky is Blue, might have more in the barrel. The Nexi ends it all. The Mongols going to be happy about that one with a pistol round win.
Yeah, did really nicely. Could see them sitting around in spawn side. As soon as they see the one-way from RRQ Academy, they feel that they want to join up with 119, who gets a little bit of space out A on the wing there. And after that, Cypher establishes a really nice forward position outside of A main. They just use that to kick off the A execute. Really nice split through tree there from Mongols to pick up their first round, and RRQ will have to take an eco. Outside of just Nats, who's purchased a Sheriff. Really nothing invested in this round for RRQ Academy, so a good chance for Mongols to build up their money here.
And first blood being drawn by Fear, taking off Nats once again. A seems to be the plan, and it's quite clear.
Yeah, no one here for RRQ Academy. Getting ready for a little bit of a retake, already reacting to the pressure and the door being swung wide open from Mongols. Spike going down now, and RRQ Academy starting to make some moves towards stairs.
So here comes the retake and the spray down from Sky's Blue. It's gonna knock everybody out of the park. The Mongols with a clean start once again.
Yeah, nice multi-frag on the raise there. Sky is Blue now one off of the showstopper. Going into the first gun round here. Mongols with actually really good weaponry to take into the bonus. So we'll see if RRQ Academy are going to respond to this. The raise being one off the showstopper, you're already keeping in the back of your mind if you're RRQ Academy that the C Orb may be a point of contest for the attackers, and that's something that you may want to play around going forward. You can see the Neon making moves over there. And along with the Omen, Mongols going to count out A. Look for some space out here. Nothing seen here from 119. This is going to be a go-to, especially with the Orb obscuring the cross there. Progression smoke on the front side of C, so name of the game here for Mongols is info denial. Just masking their intentions and seeing if the lurkers can find some space. But the Cypher and the Viper have made a lot of space out towards rubble here. Prowlers and drones being exchanged on front B. And a progression smoke again from Mongols to mask more information about their intentions to RRQ Academy, who really don't have any information other than C-mount control.
Yeah, they're holding their ground here. Even though the Mongols have been creating quite the noise, they do not want to budge, but they've already made the cross onto tree. And Czar is going to get tagged a little bit by utility. Here it goes, Sheer now activated. No information provided at all. Nats again is going to fall because of the rush coming from 123, and they take control of the site again. Woody, though, gets a double, but he falls eventually. Now it's a 2v2 situation. Icy gonna try it and salvage this. Morea, though, but Fear is gonna take everybody down with a triple, and the bonus goes to the Mongols.
Yeah, really streaking ahead on this attacking side. It's a fantastic start from the Mongols. RRQ Academy just starved of information right from the get-go there. Did have that C-mount control, and you did see them trying to flood back into the A site here, but messy exchange goes the way of Mongols. Really could have gone either way. You can see the Mongols are pumped about winning the bonus and have once again reset the economy of RRQ Academy. Going to be absolutely chuffed with the start they've had here.
Sky's blue. And Nexi has an angle. Let's see. Here's Showstopper available. Armageddon 1 off for Woody in this round.
Yeah, we'll see if Mongols want to invest as Showstopper. The anti-force here. Prowler clearing out front B. And once again, progression smoke going out towards the front side of B. But Woody going to disrespect that and hold on to that control. RRQ with 2 players holding on to C mound once again. Not something that Mongols have really retaken too much so far in this game, but now starting to make some moves over there.
Yep, they gotta be careful. There's an Arc Rose positioned once they have information. Rubber Nats has been quite the key player for the previous match, but 1v3, able to find out Tsar off the map. Prowler does not spot Nats at all. They have no idea that this is a trap being set up by this. They're holding their ground. That's the first kill. No second. Nexi removes Nats. Maria gets taken down as well.
Good kill from Woody. Gonna pick up a rifle as a result. Icy picking up a sheriff as well. Mongols taking control of this C site for free. Nice plant from defense spawn side. If they try to flip the map though, they're gonna run straight into RRQ.
Where are you?
That is indeed what might happen here. Post-plan positions already primed and ready. Dark cover now in place, but Icy though is gonna just go right in, having the map, tries to jump up and down to just dodge the rest of the utility, but is quite trapped from, well, the setup of the Mongols, and the 100%, it's slowly building up there for the Mongols.
100% is still 100%. 4-0. Really, really good start. Didn't have to invest the Showstopper to get that anti-force across the line, despite a little bit of a pushback from RRQ Academy there. With the Cypher Viper comp, there's been a lot of lurk play from Mongols. This is something that RRQ is got to adapt to sooner rather than later. You got to start to isolate some of these players that are just dry walking out A, and they're going to try to take A control right off the bat here, RRQ Academy.
Exactly, with the very oppressive trio here, but gets taken down by Sky is Blue with the operator shot. Morea, though, pushes forward and gets 2 as a reward. Yep. Let's see, Emin Fear might try to get a trade, but they already back off.
Yeah, it's going to be a disengagement. RRQ securing that man advantage despite conceding a kill to the operator. They've also dropped the Showstopper. So Mongol's going to have a little bit of a harder time with the man at disadvantage. Getting back into this round, they're going to take their time. Op picked up for 119.
Bring them down.
You can get done with that. Prowler clearing out rubble. Viper's dead, so no use of the wall going to be available to Mongols here. And already RRQ Academy with the jiggle on C and the info line over there. I've got a nice little crossfire through the breakable door here. Moria trying to go for a little bit of info on the jump spot. Don't know if he saw too much though.
Dead silent, the absence of information and sound. Tsar already has sights in case somebody decides to cross, but nobody wants to make a move just yet. Door is going to be opened already with the trigger. Emin Fear, let's see if they decide to check this. Really nice jiggle peek into a swing. Emin Fear does it again. Woody with Armageddon at the ready just to stop them in their tracks, but they're going to peek anyways, and they get taken down one by one from across the map. Emin Fear is ruining their plans, however, with 8 seconds on the clock. Waria at least able to put a pause and then get a point on the board.
Yeah, that's an expensive round for RRQ Academy though. Only 1 player surviving, so they're going to have to spend every penny that they have reinvesting in this next round. And Mongols, after a pretty nice run on the attacking side thus far, have got plenty of cash to reinvest. So chance at a reset here for Mongols early on. Good stuff from Woody, making their lives extremely uncomfortable with 15 seconds on the clock. Just delaying with that Teo utility. Creates enough space for Moria to get his multi-frag on.
Gotta go.
A control. Taken once again here from RRQ Academy, or that's what I was assuming. It's actually a progression AWP here from the Viper. A bit more of a trap play from RRQ Academy. And this time Mongols are defaulting towards C and taking some control over there.
Not only a Razor Vine, an Arc Rose. This stall them once they provide information. 1-2-3 is gonna peek through this, but sees 2, and Icy takes advantage of that. Just signals the rest to enter C. Showstopper activated, but won't find a single soul.
Yep, just zoning back the defense for now. Mongols have already lost their lurker on the A side of the map, courtesy of a fantastic trap from RRQ Academy. Plant coming in, but it's a safe plant, so they have to play on the site here. They cannot play the post plant from C Mount, and they're getting active.
Waterfall now into the peak. Beautiful flash by RRQ Academy. Nightfall activated as well. Now they're trapped into this blender. A 4K for Icy, looking for the 5th one. The last one, that's going to be Nexi, but gets taken down. But against 3, it might be possible. Nonetheless, and they could have lined up, but Woody stops them on their tracks, and they get the defuse.
Nicely done. RRQ Academy continuing to scrape through these rounds. Very, very close XVXs, but they're getting it done. Regardless on the defense here. They burn the showstopper away from the Mongols as well, who are now pretty close to a pit. It's something they definitely could have used in the post plant there, but they lost their Viper on the lurk outside of A. And, despite the Nightfall coming out there for Mongols, it doesn't really trouble RRQ too much to complete this retake. Some great damage done by Nexi there, but there's just too much for him to overcome, and effectively a 1-on-4 coming in for the retake. That is actually a reset on Mongols.
Yeah, all these rounds have been both expensive for either teams. Now an operator on the side of RRQ Academy, but they're just gonna rush right through. Sky is blue, leading the charge here alongside the Prowler. Sheer gonna get triggered. Arc Roast dodged. The lot of smokes activated. Makes things a little bit difficult. Steel Garden. The Russian! The climb up nets! A little bit surprised, but still quicker on the trigger.
Nice pick for 119. Mongols looking to flip the map here, so this duel here over onto Woody going to be incredibly important as the pit goes down. It's going to be very hard for RRQ Academy to get back into the site from this position.
And especially with Sky's Blue already propped in position. Here comes the rest of the utility. Nicely done stun onto Nexi. Azar follows that up. Sky's Blue ain't stopping. Gets taken down by Icy. Woody, however, is looking for 1-2-3 on the Viper to just take this smoke down. But gets tagged. A random bullet. Moria finds 1-2-3. 1v1. Woody is going to try to stick it, but the headshot is going to take them down. 119. Beautiful stuff.
Every round is coming down to a 1v1 clutch right now.
Weapon here.
Very tight game. And Mongols getting across the line with a half buy. That is going to be a bit devastating here for RRQ Academy. They got the man advantage, but that is the power of getting the pit down in a post plant. Said how important that would have been to have online in that C post plant, but it's worth its weight in gold to close out that round on A. Along with some beautiful shots on the Sheriff from 119. This op is just hot potatoing right now. Both teams picking it up and then dropping it over, conceding it to the other side. And Sky is Blue, putting it to great use. Picks up Nats on the jump spot. And it does seem like Mongols are going to take that as an invitation to just get straight into C here.
Let's see if the rest of the Waterfall players is able to slow this down, but they get smoked out of position, however.
Yeah, RRQ Academy. Not really much to do for them in this round, Riku. Just a couple of Sheriffs. Want to try to make it expensive. Money for Mongols still hasn't built up just yet.
It's going to be quite difficult. Paranoia. They anticipate this from happening. It's going to push them out of the box. 7 Fear again has been quite the player in a couple of these rounds, and 119 has able to get one for himself as well. Climbs up with the shrouded step, but this is turning to be quite sweaty for the Mongols. It's not looking pretty for them, and they take them down one by one. What a shot coming from Woody, and they defy the odds and take them down with a thrifty.
You absolutely cannot afford to let that happen if you're Mongols. You had better guns, an open plant for C Mound, and you're all playing on site against a util heavy comp like the one RRQ is using, and you can see just the effects of that util coming back on into the site. A lot of duels won there. You have the aftershock flushing out the double stacker there. Couple of key pieces of utility to flush the players out of backside, and the pistols win all the duels on the way back in. This is just too messy for both sides, conceding multiple anti-ecos in a row.
Yeah, it has been quite the exchange for both of these teams. That's a tag onto IC already, down quite the low health. Oh, that was just a wall. My bad. Ooh, Nats! Amazing shot. Could be a second frag here if MN Fear is not too careful. That's with a reposition already. Ooh! Mid jump as well! Beautiful stuff coming from Nats! What a monster! The player to watch in this series. The MVP against Motive. Really, with the blind. Just trying to make sure that the kill goes off after the dash. Sees the cape of MN Fear. And just like that, RRQ Academy just ends that round in a snap.
Yeah, that is exactly what it looks like when you just dry walk C-Mound with a flashless comp against an op. Not pretty. Just absolute free farm for Nats in the anti-eco here. Given way too many opportunities to repeat unpunished. And RRQ Academy, that's a beautiful anti-eco to stabilize after a couple of rounds of spaghetti. Timeout coming out here for Mongols, looking to try to make some adjustments. See what they're going to come up with. Haven't had too much play towards the front side of B here, to be honest. I mean, it's not an easy site for Mongols to hit with their comp, to be fair. They are playing Cypher Viper, which is naturally just kind of going to slow things down. And with only the solo init being the Fade and the Raze, it's a little bit harder for them to go for some of these up-tempo, poppier plays when you don't have things like a Breach or a Neon to just be able to kick off a quick set play. So, see what Mongols is going to come up with here.
I agree. A lot of the rounds have been starting from taking down Nats very early, getting that, first blood from their own operator. But beyond that, I suppose it is that, big question mark how they're able to entry through these sites and sort of puppeteer RRQ and Lotus.
Yeah. So it looks like the answer is going to be an A contest for both of these teams post-timeout, Riku.
Looks like it. They get stopped immediately at the front gate. A lot of the utility, but they can be patient about it. Do they know that Icy has been quite close already on towards Roots? We'll find out. The Prowler might spot that out. Exposed. The reposition, though, coming from Sky is Blue, already towards Rubble. Icy ready for the trigger as well. Fast lane right on in. Doesn't know that somebody is behind him. But Moria is trying to keep things competitive with Woody as well. Now it's a 3v2. 30 HP for MN Fear, and the spike is going to be close to them.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, this is not the best position Mongols wants to be in.
Yeah, this is where you wanted to get the lurk in play, especially with the comp that Mongols are running, but the shear is a big tell that you do have someone trying to force something front B, so 119 denied that opportunity. Teo Drone does spot out the Cypher, and the door opening means that it's bingo here for RRQ. Both players confirmed. TP up towards the top side for MN Fear with a nice open plant for Heaven, but first duel already going the way of RRQ Academy, so it's going to have to be another monstrous 119 clutch on this A site.
There is a possibility, but with the rest of the players with overwhelming force coming through, it is going to be dead even now between RRQ and the Mongols.
Yeah, really good recovery in the last couple of rounds here for RRQ Academy. Defuse going the way of Nats as well, so he will get the Steel Garden online. Really, really key retake tool to be utilizing, and the last time the RRQ Academy did have access to that, they just posted up Nats retake A and went for a bit of a quicker set play towards the C side of the map. I think that might have been one of the rounds in combination with the overdrive, to be fair, so do want to mix in kind of a faster round or a faster set play on that defensive side when you do have access to the Neon ult.
These rounds have been fast. I think we've only seen the timer go red once in these past 11 rounds. Mongols have been quite decisive in where they want to attack, but RRQ Academy, sort of, follow suit right away.
Yeah, once again, Nats is just going to play retake A with the ult when he has access to the Steel Garden. So same setup again with that ult from RRQ Academy, and Mongols just creeping their way out A on the half buy here. Not much to work with, but if they can catch Nats off guard to get their hands on the ult, that could definitely turn things around. It's perfect peak timing as the wall goes up.
Nats now forced into backside here for more of a defensive purpose. Can't hear a single thing. That's why Nexi is able to grab the opportunity and take him down. operator now on
know
towards this post plant
exactly where
with Sky's
you
Blue.
are.
Yeah, Neural Theft as well, revealing that all of these RRQ Academy players are coming in through spawn side. Showstoppers there for Sky is Blue. This is very minimal for the Mongols.
Oh, yeah, exactly that. Showstopper, but the utility from the tail is going to stop him in their tracks. Icy gets a kill onto Nexi as well, but the flick from Sky's Blue might do the trick, and it's still not stopping. Moria's going to get taken down by M Fear with a stinger. And it seems like the Mongols breaks the tie immediately.
That is the third or the fourth Thrifty round.
Yeah.
One in this game. This is a very messy half of Valorant. I think Nazi,
I love it.
I mean, I gotta give him credit. He does a fantastic job getting that first pick as the wall goes up, exactly this, but he's stuck around way too long, especially when he's Nightfall there. There is really no reason to be playing the site. He can really just chill, concede the site control, and sit up in Heaven's Side, wait for the rest of the boys to get their retake on, and even pop the Steel Garden, and that would probably be pretty free on the retake for RRQ Academy, but as it stands, does drop the operator into the hands of Sky's Blue, and the rest was history. Quick take over towards this A side of the map from RRQ Academy. They've sent the Neon in this time. Woody confirms that there is a lurker towards front B with the Teo drone. And after pressure towards the A and the B side of the map from RRQ Academy, Mongols will go ahead and take C Mount.
Couple of utility with the Razor Vines, and the Arc Rose now poised, but they back away instead.
Yeah. Want to go ahead and re-clear A if they can. Nice little high-low here from Icy and Woody. Looking to play the off angle if the contest does come back towards front B. And indeed, it does seem like Mongols are heading back over there, as well as looking to just apply some pressure towards A here.
Yeah, having a 7-5 finish would be ideal for the Mongols here. Definitely have not attacked B since the second round of the first half.
Yeah.
Gonna redirect their focus onto C.
They've kind of tickled front B and A, but not really pushed any of the defenses off of these info lines. Now going to contact back towards the C site. It is just a retake setup from Matt. He still has the Steel Garden ready to go here. So you are going to get a free site from Mongols, but RRQ very clearly have a plan for this retake in mind.
14 seconds of the clock here. There's not a lot of time. Steel Garden now activated. Overdrive is going to add in more pressure into the cooker, but Sky's Blue just knocks him out. Nonetheless, RRQ Academy just stopping this plant. They have no choice but stick it with just a couple of seconds left. I don't think this is going to happen, even though they try to take them down. Pressure was enough for RRQ to apply. This is going to go with now the attacking Teho over here alongside the Neon and the Breach.
19 pushed off the line. I was just talking about this is why you play the Vice on this map at the moment. Trick just dies for free to the salvos. That's rechargeable free utility. Getting value straight away. In goes the Teo drone towards front B, and RRQ does seem like they're undecided as of yet where they actually want to finish this round. Just sitting in a 1-3-1 holding pattern for now.
Just give it a movement, switching Sky's Blue over to A, but it is just not there. Just trying to hold the line and spot things for their teammates, but Icy gonna start things off here, removing the camera off of B, but no one is there. It's gonna be a full 5 retake.
Still have active lurks in play on both sides of the map here for RRQ Academy, and there's the first duel won, unfortunately, not by Nats. He will concede his life over towards A. So, man disadvantage for RRQ now.
Ooh, duelist versus duelist. Quick triggers coming from the side of the Mongols here. Only Tsar, the only one left. Can do that for the second, maybe, perhaps, but no. Mongols again with a very strong start on the pistol round.
Yeah, he needed to get some value out of those lurkers there. Like, Nats has got to bide his time, cut the rotation into the breakable door, which hasn't even been tickled just yet. But I think with the door still up and the defenders after the A pressure taking a little bit longer, he maybe felt like he had to push there to get some value, maybe wrap around the walls back, Kevin. Unfortunately, the lack of patience there ends up backfiring a little bit, and Mongols are able to complete a little bit easier of a retake than maybe they should have been given. It's not a pistol win from them.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's 2 from 2. They've had great starts to both of these halves on Lotus so far.
It's looking really good for the map pick of the Mongols. Really showing why they're incredibly confident in this map. Rubble's now gonna get pressured by the salvos and everything else. Icy though is gonna get damaged, get taken down by their own utility. As Zar at least takes down and Fear, but surprise, the jump into the smoke, spots out Moria, and now things just the blink of an eye. RRQ now left with 2, now with 1.
Yeah, Sky's blue. He wants this last showstopper ult orb. Just go ahead and tickle the orb, mate. It's all good. No one's gonna hurt you. I mean, that's just too much for him to do. He's got 4 players swinging him, and Mongols, that's a nice anti-eco from them. Did get themselves closer to both a Nightfall and a Showstopper and kept the majority of the guns up, so they are pretty happy with how this defensive half has started.
Yeah, it all started here, quite unfortunate. You know, the rain of the salvos into the fault line as well just created so much chaos onto Rubble. But let's see here now with the bonus. RRQ were not able to win their bonus in the first half. Let's see if they're able to, you know, defy that and change that.
Quick play straight towards C. Trying to catch somebody on the jump spot initially. Nice juggling, sorry, of the trip. Replaced there by 119. RRQ bully themselves control of C Mount and pick themselves up an orb for free. There's the progression smoke to deny info and get some more pressure. Nat's getting involved. Wins a very tight duel with Nexi on front B. Does get RRQ the man advantage on this bonus, or anti-bonus rather.
Yeah, we did talk about the lurks being playing a huge part here to dismantle each other. A little bit of a jiggle peek from 119, does not spot a single soul. Looks like RRQ is very patient and do not want to lose and squander their lead.
So, alright, Rubble. 119, unfortunately, over-jiggling, as I often do after too big of a dinner. 1, 2, 3. Overextending as well, so some free kills being kind of given away to RRQ Academy. A little lackadaisically there from Mongols. Does give them an easier C-side take. And now you turn your attention to both Sky is Blue and MN Fear, who are probably just going to save, if not try to farm themselves up. A little bit of a showstopper, get some exits, do a bit of a dent into RRQ's economy.
But Nats as well, playing a little bit of a spoiler here. Might take away some of the guns, but rotation-wise, looks like they're all going to miss each other, and they won't spot the flank.
Yeah, Nats went on a bit of a mission, this man. Opened up the round nicely, denying that front B info line. Oh, okay, they're really trying to go for these exits this time. Just swinging open the door. Sky is Blue doesn't end up getting anything there. Mongols, no damage done in the anti-bonus. Flawless first gun round here for RRQ Academy that went a little too easily for them.
Yeah, definitely all started from, you know, that mid-take, that mid-kill coming from the side of Nats, which is incredibly important to open up the entire site here. Let's see now, what will the Mongols do now that it is quite the full buy? Nobody is quite near their ultimates just yet, so they have to face the wrath of the Rolling Thunder from Zar in this round, potentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great tool to kick off a side here for sure. Once again, quick pacing straight towards C Mount here. All being tickled, you can see RRQ Academy is concerned about some kind of a trap. That's something that you have to respect every time that you're playing a Cypher comp. But without a breach, it's not as scary. You're more so looking at things like paranoia paint shells. If you are going to get some kind of trap coming out from Mongols. After a little bit of a tickle towards the front side of C, which has drawn a 3-man rotation. See RRQ Academy going and exploring their other options. Prowler coming through from Nexi confirms that no one's currently present in C Mount.
Only the 1-4 again. But let's see with now Nuts rejoining the fray. Icy though, just gonna try and dash right in, firing a couple of shots to see and clear out anyone that decides to stay. But look at this though from Sky is Blue. Tries that cheeky angle. Might be worth, but it is a 1-for-1 trade so far. MN Fear just trying to put a pause onto the onslaught into A. But this time around, instead, RRQ Academy is going to be happy about that in a 2v3 situation.
Yeah, got that one way, really zoning Mongols back here. Cage being thrown down by 119, trying to create a little bit of a distraction for the rest of Mongols to walk their way through stairs and try to find a timing.
Yep, stairs now entered. 1, 2, 3, 119. Here comes the snake bite just to try and zone them out, but the salvo's gonna do the same into the flash as well. Very effective coming from Woody. I don't think they've seen where 119 was. Expected them from drop or into heaven. As the peak comes through, now they know. Into this deadly crossfire from Tree. And Woody's gonna finish the job. RRQ Academy really tying things up here on the second half.
Yeah, I love the way that this team is taking map control. Like, they're using the Breach Teo and the Neon very, very nicely. Just the pacing that they take C Mound in the early round there, straight into re-clearing rubble, as well as near the door behind the Viper wall. It can be a tricky part of the map to retake, but the way they use their utility, they are able to retake that part of the map so fast, so efficiently, and then use that as a bit of a launching pad to just kick off that A execute. And that is the power of the Teo utility, as you see right at the end of the round. Despite multiple waves of Teo utility being used to secure C Mount and then retake front A, they still have some left over for the post plant. Like, this agent with the rechargeable salvos is just so busted right now. Another timeout for Mongols. Every time the going gets tough for these guys, they need to have a little bit of a chat, see if they can reset themselves. This match is very, very touch and go, but to be fair, picking into Lotus here, that was always going to be the case with RRQ's recent results on this map.
100%. It is, again, RRQ Academy has been quite masterful when it comes to Lotus and Mongols. Even though, you know, we're only able to see them play it once, it is still a statement that they're able to 100% their attacking side, but defense is going to be a different story.
Big contest over front B here from both teams.
Oh! Immediately, the Mongols just shuts them down, unable to even tread closely. Runs out of bullets. Knots, though, even though he has this upgrade against 3 people, it's going to be quite the challenge. What a thrifty from the Mongols.
What are we up to now? Is that 5 or 6? Like, this is crazy. Mongols, really beautiful read off the back of the timeout there. I mean, we've had a lot of slower rounds. We've had RRQ start towards C, or start towards A and re-clear, vice versa. Kind of ping-ponging between both of the extremities. And I was just saying, we haven't had that many fast set B plays, because that's not something Mongols' comp can do without Neon, Breach, Teo. Definitely something that RRQ can do, and it's something they tried to do, and Mongols was more than ready for it. RRQ, how do they respond to that? Run it back.
Yeah, run it back, try again, see how it works. Now they've seen it once, probably second time wouldn't stop them this time around. Nice scouting by Icy here with the judge, and Em Fear still starting this round off with a bang. Takes them down, 1, 2, 3, has a trade, and now they're practically surrounded. Steel Garden activated against the rest of the Mongols members, but they sort of dodge it. They still get to keep their weapons. Now Knots stuck in the middle of it all. Sees if he can land a multi-frag, pre-firing the jiggle peak. It's working, 26 HP, finds the head, 4K! What a clutch from Knots!
Just perfect positional play. That's why the prelude is cracked. Like, this dude's using the exact same skins I think are broken. Like, honestly, I am abusing that prelude with the jiggle peak the exact same way. This man is absolutely unreal. I mean, I wouldn't be able to do it that clean, for sure. These are just gorgeous angle isolation and pre-fire from Nats on low HP. Able to pick up multiple players for Mongols. that's not the reaction I expected after a play like that. Like, why I have to do that, man? Why are you putting me in a 1-on-4?
You could feel the stress from that situation for sure after the player cam was shown.
Yeah.
But now it's a bit of a different pace, Filski.
Yeah,
It's a bit of a pause.
That comes down to a 1v1. So both teams are pretty broke. There's going to be a swing round in towards round 19 that could really dictate who is going to front run into double digits here and threaten the end of this map of Lotus after a pretty back and forth affair. RRQ. And like you said, it's a pretty slow pace from both of these teams. No one wants to make a mistake. It's pretty tentative stuff. There's the A re-clear coming out. Drone does see that nobody is playing on rubble or close towards the breakable door. And Icy This is what you got to do sometimes. Just going to tickle the door. Going to make Mongols concerned that an A hit is coming. He's got that sprint to be able to make it back towards the other side of the map in time. And the rest of RRQ just walking up C.
Ooh, beautiful play and response coming from the Mongols. 1, 2, 3, activating the Viper Spit. 119 though, ready with the tripwires activated. Here comes the paranoia, but as well as smokes just to activate all of that. Where is the Rolling Thunder? There it is, and unfortunately Moria will fall from the Armageddon. Czar able to get a kill at least, but Icy as well. Nexi trying to even out the numbers. 10 seconds on the clock. They need to plant the spike here, but MN Fear is slowing them down. 7 seconds. They have access on the spike, but they have no access on the site. And now things are a little bit tricky here. They need to really slow things down, and the Mongols just did that exactly, and they reached double digits first.
Such an awkward situation to be put in. Just as the pit comes in, you're already committed into the site. Had the ults traded back and forth. The breach and the Teo ult used in tandem, which unfortunately ends up killing Moria. Those were both of RRQ's ults. And in similar fashion, another ult being thrown in the mix there. Mongols through the bloody kitchen sink at that round, and it worked out well for them. I was saying that was a swing round. I mean, if you're going to throw 3 ults at a round, you better bankrupt the other team, and that's exactly what Mongols have done to get double digits here.
Wow, overdrive now activated, but it's not used at all because MN Fear just shuts that down.
Yep. No recourse here for RRQ Academy. Wall is up. I mean, MN Fear keeps tickling the door. He wants to take more and more fights. Sky is Blue taking them in tandem with him. This is a slaughter on the A side of the map here. Not much Nats can do either. 11's up for Mongols. It's a flawless anti-eco, and they are poised to win this game of Lotus.
Exactly. Momentum is felt on the side of the Mongols here. Check that round again. Beautiful stuff. Shutting down the overdrive and the peak from MN Fear behind tree alongside Sky's Blue is just beautiful to watch.
Yep. So we'll see what RRQ Academy are going to come up with here. Mongols building their financial economy by emptying their ult economy. Couple more ults coming up soon for RRQ Academy. More so the Steel Garden that we've got next. Quick pacing straight up the A side of the map once again. The eye does scan multiple players. So Mongols do have a read that there is pressure towards this A site. They're going to take C Mount in response. Start to mobilize to defend this A execute from RRQ. We're really taking their time. They're respecting this Viper wall quite substantially.
Tripwire now being destroyed. And the smoke coming out as well. But the flank's gonna get set up real soon by the side of the Mongols. This is gonna end up deadly. Nats though deals first blood, takes off the Cypher player off of the site. Now it's a 4-man retake over here on A. Unless Sky Blue has something to say about it. Now the flank is spotted. And it is 1, 2, 3, the only one left, and I don't think that's gonna be enough. RRQ Academy can breathe a little easy there. And they get to double digits themselves.
Yeah, Mongols had them sandwiched. Not really sure what went wrong there. I think we needed to play a little bit patient towards Tree. Yeah, losing that pick on 119, like, really all you need to do is decipher there. I know that you've lost your setup. Trip's been dealt with in Tree. He really was committed to that idea of playing off the kill trip in Tree. Wanted to kind of pop the cage in the Tree entrance, but all he really needed to do there was just tuck backside and wait for the rest of Mongols to get some value on the flank. As it stands, another fight, another A contest between both of these teams. MN Fear going out the one way towards Rubble, trying to take a duel with Nats. But the door slamming closed, and it's just a little bit of chip damage on both sides for now.
That was a little scary, considering MN Fear has been taking that spot alongside Sky's Blue for quite a while. The drone's now going to get destroyed. They will respect the Steel Garden as well. Icy was going to slide right in. Spots out a pixel before the smoke evaporates as Icy is able to spot out MN Fear, takes him down from backside. And now they don't have full control of the site just yet as they're all scrambled onto Heaven. The Mongols is ready to drop as they shoot a bunch of pre-fire. As Icy's pretty much trapped in this angle without the smoke. He's going to stay put in this area. Snake Bite activated as well. Spots out. Beautiful check by Sky's Blue. things are slowly falling apart on side of RRQ Academy, especially the neural theft now used as well. They have information, but the salvo is going to stop them in their tracks. 34 HP from Zar, still has a couple utility under his belt. Nats with a beautiful flank coming from Tree, might spot them out with a jiggle peek, and they take them down. 11-11, make a wish.
Really nice from RRQ Academy. Would be very easy to kind of over-focus on playing the spike there with the open plant for Tree, but with multiple players playing inside of the site in the post plant, it is way more correct as the neural deck comes in to do exactly what they did. Icy goes forward, looks to contest, but as he goes down, with still you see Zara on the site here, Moria playing inside of the main smoke. They've still got enough presence to make it worth using the salvos towards backside and disrupting that retake from Mongols as they try to get in on the spike rather than just playing from Tree and running down the clock. So really good stuff from RRQ to recognize and adjust how they want to play that retake. Way too many teams were probably over-obsessed with playing the spike there. And they have secured 2 really good gun rounds back-to-back to even things up here. All they need to do is just complete an anti-force. Just got Sheriffs, SMGs, and a cheeky Judge on 1, 2, 3 to get through, and they will have map point here.
It's highly possible with how RRQ Academy has been playing these past few rounds. M and Fear not gonna budge at all, but the salvo might do the trick. Strategy step out of there. Not damaged at all.
Towards front B. RRQ clearing this part of the map now as the Haunt clears out C from Mongols. Rotation will come through towards Waterfall side. Showstopper still sitting in the back pocket of Sky is Blue. And RRQ just going to kick off this B side execute. Something that Mongols will have to respect for now as they start to mobilize. But Nat's taking this duel towards front A and he's going to win it as well.
Beautiful stuff by Nats, just as you said. That's going to put pressure onto A and the rest to re-rotate on the way to A. Now Spike's been planted. Things are not looking good for the side of the Mongols.
No, they've got to be kicked off by the Showstopper if they're going to get anything done, but I think you've got to try to save it to get back into OT. You're just way too far out of position to get anything going on this retake. That's a good kill from 119 though.
Yeah, no breach anymore on the side of RRQ Academy. Moria on this off angle, and they all line up as soon as they drop to their deaths. 119 with a flank, no choice but to back away and save the Sheriff.
It's just a wooden spoon prize at this point. You want to be saving a Sheriff here. Vandal picked up on front B. He's a little better, but he's not going to be allowed out. Nat says no, sir. He is the Sheriff in this small town of Lotus.
Match point.
And he will secure RRQ Academy map point here. Armageddon online for Woody. Showstopper there for Sky is Blue. Really nice pivot back towards that A side of the map with the front shadows there from Moria. Nats. I mean, I wouldn't even say usually I see the Lurker as a contingency plan. Really, that was just plan A from RRQ Academy. It went so well that they thought, yeah, why not take a free A side. Seems like a good deal.
Yep, why not push through with a plan? Here we go. RRQ Academy has the Armageddon. They could immediately go straight into C, but they gotta remove the rest of utility. The tripwire still primed in position.
Yeah, you can see some more passive trips here from 119. A couple of kill trips in the backside of the site. Haven't been broken by the Teo utility. Door gets open to clear front B here. Mongols respond with a Prowler to make sure that no attackers have been dropped off in that part of the map, so they can breathe a little easier. That's playing a little bit slower here. He's already been tagged down to 10 HP, so he's not going to get that active on the Lurk this round, and maybe until later on. RRQ Academy, another progression smoke towards the front side of C. MN Fear replying with his own from the other side of the map.
Absolutely. Now already pushed forward. Actually finds a kill.
That's a
onto
showstopper.
Rubble.
Oh,
That's a showstopper gone, just as you said, and that will activate Armageddon. Let's see though where that's going to go. It is towards spawn side. 119 not gonna budge just yet. Nobody wants to budge just yet. Maybe that will signal the rest. And they sends 119 flying even towards the slide. Icy takes him down. Down to 11 HP he goes. And still with a Nightfall just to deter information. This might scare the rest of RRQ Academy. It's a 3v2 situation. And it's still not the most comfortable. Zar now gonna plant the spike as pre-fire coming from Nexi. Drone's gonna get taken down. No shield anymore. 3v1 from Waterfall. And a lot of utility now being pushed out. RRQ Academy wants to end this here and now. Lotus, they want it done. No, they want to deny overtime. Let's see how Nexi is able to defy the odds. How will you find these isolated angles? There's two playing on mound, one on the site itself. Now the time is ticking, and now it's gone. RRQ Academy getting that reset. It's getting, you know, you've expended a lot of energy in the previous map. How you are able to sort of get through that here and take that to fracture. Especially we've seen reactions, you know, player cam reactions from, you know, Nats after that 1v4 clutch. It was, you could see the stress, sort of, you know, big sigh of relief after that.
I saw it in another game I casted yesterday, actually, where there was a player having the game of his life, and the whole game he just looked tired / stressed. He's like, how much more do I have to do? And that was in a stadium event, so look,
oh my,
get the stress in all kinds of circumstances, but even in a tense online match that could really decide who is going to head through into playoffs, you can tell this means a lot to both of the teams here. RRQ creeping up. It's a 1-4 with just the Teo drone going on a little bit of a mission here through A main, and they're going to kick off the side execute.
Yeah, Ice is going to drop down, going to circle around the cages and finds the Cypher in the midst of it all. 1-2-3 though. The big 1-2K gets taken down by Czar. A 2v3 situation in the blink of an eye. Spike's just on its way towards the site itself, but Nats is going to get tagged a little bit. Tapping the Spike on the ground just to bait out any sort of reaction. But looks like no one's gonna take the bite just yet. Gonna plant safely upwards towards the stairs, and let's see how this post plant's gonna go.
Yeah, should be the Teo and the Breach util to try to get the retake going here for Mongols, and in it goes.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, 1v3. Now it's gonna be a little bit rough for Woody here. And a wide swing in there, and next he finds Woody, takes him down, and just like that, RQ takes. Or rather, Mongols, gets the defense on the board.
Yeah, nice opening pistol from them. That's going to release the pressure a little bit after dropping that last game on Lotus. So, going to be happy with how the initial pistol has gone. 119 gets cleared out off the site, and 123 gets away with murder there. He was kind of running around inside of his teammate's cage, and I don't think that RRQ really read that as a two-man site setup. If you're coming into the site there, you pick up the Cypher, you're kind of expecting him to be playing solo, so they kind of overlook the fact that the Brimstone is even there. You're really expecting the Brim a lot of the time in the middle of the map so that he can sky smoke both sides. So a little bit of a misread from RRQ Academy, ends up losing them the man advantage, and they're just running straight on in to be here with the pistols.
23, or rather 31 HP left on Icy. Being able to at least reach the site. Maybe they take a pull of the tower, trying to dodge the rest. 119 and Sky's Blue get a lot of kills on the board. Just like that, they prevented anything from happening there onto B.
Yeah, big flood from Mongols. They had 5 players just hard rotated over towards that B side of the map right from the get-go in the anti-eco, and look, that might be something that RRQ can go ahead and read into as we head a little bit deeper into this game. We get these big, quick rotations out from Mongols, and they're trying to flood the site back quickly, but you could definitely run some fakes and push and pull the rotations accordingly. Very important to be able to understand how to push and pull the rotation from the Brim on defense on this map. Sorry, the Brim and the Breach, rather. So that they can't offer some supportive utility to their mates. Running back and forth in spawn. Teo drone clearing out the top side of the map here for Mongols as they set themselves up in dish quite comfortably. And RRQ Academy take a little bit of a stroll through the tree. Admire the beautiful scenery and pick themselves up and all.
Looks like both of these teams completely miss each other at the moment. Opposite sides of the map, but there is the Teho utility available for the Mongols here onto A. But they're going to rush through sands. The door is open. They've spotted. Here comes the salvo. It's going to kick right through. Icy now completely damaged before he enters the actual site. Beautiful shots and utility from Nexi. Now they're stopped by the smoke. And all sites towards this area. Sands completely fortified.
Academy just freezing, waiting for their next opportunity to try to make their way back into the site, but they're denied by the counter utility in from Mongols. Getting into this site is very difficult right now for RRQ.
One enemy remaining. Spike
Ooh,
down.
absolutely. Nats, though, try to make things happen. Maybe the 1v4 clutch might happen again. Even an upgrade. Discarding the Guardian for this Vandal. 119 has an angle. Is spotted. 10 seconds on the clock. The site is unreachable. And death will greet Nats. M and Fear. Beautiful round by the Mongols once more.
I'm pretty sure that's the second bonus conversion for them. Like, they've started all of these halves so beautifully. Go take a little... Yep, 4 in a row for Mongols to start off Lotus. This is the second map in a row that they've converted the bonus, and I don't know what the exact numbers are running at right now, but winning the bonus, like, it increases your odds to win the half, like, substantially. If not, just run away with the game from there. So the fact that Mongols quite close on Lotus is going to be a little bit disappointing. Let's hope that they make a bit better of take advantage of this opportunity.
You see how they do that. Fast lane now activated, just running towards the crosshair of Sky is Blue, and that's still not gonna stop. Lots of pre-fired shots, dodging the flash, exiting out of there. But guess what? M and Fear is right there to catch everybody on the side of RRQ Academy. Nats, though, with a flank now being set up, but already on yellow health bar. Into death. Sky is Blue playing very close into spawn. It's just Woody left. There's nothing much you can do from the situation.
Yep. Just wants to try to see if he can take any more rifles away from Mongols here and chip down the economy after they've had a fantastic start in the bonus. But he is just staring at a grey screen this entire round. That's the third Sky Smoke in a row. And there's not really much he can do about it. 4 for MN Fear. Secures his Rolling Thunder going into round number 5 here.
4-0? Yep, you're right. This has happened before. It was on the attacking side. But this time around, it is on defense for the Mongols. And every single time, you know, IC decides to go in, it feels like either a bullet to the head or utility to chip him down to 1 HP.
Yeah, I mean, you need to be clever about how to attack into Breach Teo right now. It's why you see Neon as such a popular choice at the moment. Looks like a arcade pressure coming in for RRQ, and they've left Nats on the lurk towards stairs. Just securing control of this part of the map and tickling the orb before they choose whether they want to turn that into a B execute. But as it stands, they'll slow things down for now. Teo Drone does clear out a main. Now you're going to get some movements here from Sky is Blue as the Steel Garden comes in.
So much information acquired. Steel Garden into the Rolling Thunder now activated to stop the rest of RRQ Academy from entering. They have information where Sky is Blue is at. Nats again with a beautiful flank. Might get a second, but no, Nexi shuts that down. Here comes the Orbital Strike just to clear things out. Make it more chaotic to block down tower. Now the salvo is going to enter through. Won't spot out anyone. Flush just 119, but the camera is there to spot them at arcade. They back away from tower. Decides to go somewhere else.
Yeah, RRQ just very patient approach. They recognize how many ults were in play there for Mongols on the defense. Don't want to get caught by any kind of ult combo. And they're going to creep up through tower now. Retake set up from 119 is repositioned over towards stairs.
Yep, the only player left here on the side of B. They have to re-rotate over here on this site. Zara's going to give that go signal. And here comes the rotation from the Mongols. Let's see how they respond.
1, 2, 3 coming in from spawn side. Salvos should be coming back sooner rather than later. Drone is going to reveal 119's position, and RRQ may kick off the wrap back around through arcade as they're 3-man in tower right now.
Yeah, fault line now has to be saved for Zara to scare them off of the spike. Here comes the peek though, and the grenade is gonna come in. The molly's gonna come in. They still have a couple of utilities to slow this down. 119 is gonna tap through the spike, and immediately a nice and slow retake is rewarded for the Mongols for a 5-0 start.
Yeah, I was talking about like how well RRQ Academy played on that A side of Lotus, not over-obsessing with the post plant, but I think that's an example of kind of things going the opposite way. They waltz into an open B side. They can play the post plant from absolutely anywhere. You can get into really annoying positions, wrap around through arcade, you can play the post from Jenny or something like that, but instead, all three of these players sit in tower and rely on the fact that they have Molly, Fault Line, and Salvos back up, and unfortunately, positionally, that's just not good enough to overcome Mongols, who just complete a pretty rudimentary retake, walking back onto B there and just winning all of the duels with the players in tower.
Exactly. Now back to a lower buy for the side of RRQ. Let's see how Icy opens up the map here. Salvo manages to clear a few things, and Nexi this time around will reposition quite close to the entrances. Nats again might get first blood instead. Evan Fear spots him out again from the flank. Here comes the re-engage, however. The slide through. Icy with the overdrive activated. Nexi surrounded, but still able to get one before he falls. 3v3 situation. Lots of smokes to block everything. Overdrive will not activate and hit. And 1, 2, 3 takes him down. Here comes the Molly to zone the rest away, and Sky is blue with the double at that. 6-0. What a start for the Mongols.
This is domination from them. And that's, I think, going a little too early there. Not really much RRQ can do to get value out of his lurk. Can see he's trying to play with confidence. Feels like he's in whole form today. Wanted to take that duel nice and early on. But those are the situations where you feel a little bit silly for taking it. Timeout for RRQ Academy. I don't know if they took one on Lotus. I remember Mongols taking multiple. But RRQ really feeling like they've got to turn this game around and fast. Mongols have been absolutely running away with it. Not for a couple of closer rounds. I think the pistol was pretty touch and go. There were multiple XVXs that have felt a little bit more winnable for RRQ Academy, but Mongols have been fantastic on the retakes on these defensive sides. So, see what we're going to get from RRQ Academy. They've been a pretty one-dimensional approach thus far, often running these 1-4s and really brute forcing control with the Teo breach util and the Neon running on in. Might be a better approach to kind of slow things down, maybe spend some time actually testing the setup of 119, breaking some of the Cypher util, forcing the rotations to come out, and for Mongols to play a little bit more respectfully, I would say. This is where Mongols post timeout are changing things up themselves. Picking up the op on Sky is Blue is not a look that RRQ Academy has had to deal with yet.
They might be a little bit surprised here if one decides to peek through near tree. I have no idea. But Moria is right tucked into the corner. This might spell disaster for either or. Here we go.
Academy just taking the same main control in the meanwhile, and yeah, you got a little bit of a standoff here. Sky's Blue does not want to push any further past their sheer. Not ready for Moria at all. It should be a free pick for the attackers.
Instincts are right. Seize the barrel. Exactly that, and a cam to boot as well. No operator, no duelist for the side of the Mongols. Nats again going for the flank. The tripwire is now destroyed.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Yeah.
Site control taken here by RRQ Academy. I mean, Mongols were just in a retake setup, but all of the kill trips have been dealt with, so 119 has nothing to do but hold hands with 1, 2, 3 and wait for the rest of the boys to get in position to try to complete what feels like an impossible retake here.
Yep. Everybody's prime position with their post plants already. I'm in fear, though. Able to see if he can flush anybody out, but it seems that everybody's already comfortable where they're at the moment. Utility, they're slowly homing in, and here comes the Rolling Thunder just to mess with things. Nats again, beautiful kill onto MN Fear. Nexi has a trade for himself. 2v3 situation. Moria gets one for himself, and now just Nexi, the one left. Maybe wanted to get a kill before he falls, but there you go. Right off from the timeout, RRQ Academy is able to gain a point themselves.
Yeah, beautiful timeout conversion.
Now we win.
Something I pointed out really early on initially in this game is the ability for you to be able to apply pressure in one part of the map when you're getting these quick rotations from Mongols, and then just be able to go back and hit the other site, keeping these rotations honest. A little bit fortunate that they are able to find the op of Sky is Blue on a really deep info line there. Definitely helps smooth things out for RRQ Academy, so it's a good macro, a little bit of good fortune. Util exchange in towards A main here, but RRQ Academy just going to respect it for now. Once again, Sky is Blue going to get on a deep info line set up by the Teo drone here.
Down.
Spotting out the opposing Teo. And with the Neon in a pretty safe position, posted up with the op right like that. Mongols, I think, can just rotate elsewhere. They are still committing to holding A here. With just the Brim and the Cypher, though. And that's going to be the point of contest here for RRQ Academy.
Oh, drone
They found my wire.
not able to be destroyed. Wow, 119 playing off from the smoke with a pre-fire. It's gonna try to get out of there and even has a shorty, but the better shorty lands on Icy's hands. Here we go, though. They have full control of the site now, and here comes the rotation. 1, 2, 3 takes him down. Now the spike is not planted and is in the middle of the site itself. What are you trying to salvage this round? They're taking even the Armageddon as sacrifice just to zone them away for them to plant the spike.
Duel into Canteen, goes 1 for 1. Still a 2-on-2 here. Skies Blue starting to make some moves through Arcade.
One enemy remaining. My ultimate.
And they anticipate this well. All up to Nexi to scout this one and to clutch this one. Only 2 utility left and Steel Garden available for the side of Nats. Don't think it's even necessary if they find this kill onto Nexi. And that they will. RRQ Academy slowly catching up.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back after the timeout. So, feeling very confident in these B-side endings. Multiple rounds in a row for RRQ Academy. Was a bit touch and go there for a second. 119 with a nice opener. Great reply from Icy. They then lose the spam battle through the smoke and the spike carrier goes down. So that round got very awkward for a moment. But RRQ Academy doing a good job of being able to recover from a little bit of adversity.
Go, go, go.
Mongols just have unlimited money on this defensive side. This is their 3rd buy in a row. And once again, the A main contest is going to be respected here from RRQ.
Absolutely. Able to abandon the upper plan on Sky's Blue now that he has overdrive. Likes to play very aggressive. I see the chip damage already. Here comes the fault line and a couple of flashes. Sky's Blue can't see a single thing. But guess what? Nexi's right there for the backup. Sky's Blue re-engages with the slide. And Armageddon already at the ready. They decide not to let go of that just yet.
Yo, Nats! This dude has literally just cooked them. Walked straight up the guts through the drop. They are not ready for that. He just continues to play hyper-aggressive. How is he getting away with this?
Able to get shut down by Sky's Blue with 18 HP. Here comes the orbital strike as well, just to prevent anything from happening. Just to buy a bit of time. RQ. They have access towards the site. The reposition coming from Sky's Blue as well. The top a drop. So make sure that there's a different angle sorted out for the Mongols on this retake. Able to cross. No! Sky's Blue is able to find Moria before he's able to cross through halls. Now there's one coming from spawn. Now they know where the rest is at. Now it's a 2v2 situation with Sky's Blue with 18 HP. Beautiful peek into the headshot. Now it's all up to 119. See if they can clutch this one out. That's going to be a no. But he finds 119's head. And RRQ Academy, 3 in a row.
Yeah, 3 in the trot. Well done from them. Took a while, but we have finally broken through the bank of Mongols. Back of Mongolia in shambles right now. Heading into an economic recession. It's going to take a while to climb out of. And RQ feeling good about recovering after going 0-6 at the start of this game. Really starting to recover some of that momentum. Nats just continues to play with confidence. Like this guy, he will just keep walking. If he doesn't engage anyone, he doesn't run into some form of contact, he's just going to keep going here.
And you think that Emin Fear has always been the one sort of assigned to flag out Nats? Here we go! Beautiful tag though, and they beat eye to eye. 1, 2, 3 still ain't stopping. Might even get a third if he's able to pre-fire, but decides to just not give away his position just yet.
Drone doesn't spot out Moria. Cleared out Arcade. Moria's kind of juked that for the time being. Nat's getting active on the other side of the map, as is expected of him. Jump spot from 119 confirms that the Brimstone is still over in Arcade. Nats has probably got to be the one to crack this round back open, and there is still a weapon advantage for RRQ and a Steel Garden to play with here.
Here we go. Nats again. Playing very far forward, very incredibly aggressive. Gets traded immediately though by Emin Fear here. 2v4 situation. Things are not looking good for the side
Oh,
of
no.
RRQ Academy.
Run
Woody
for
pretty
it.
much
30
stuck
seconds
here. Here comes the Armageddon activated as well.
down,
Unable to
Molly.
plant the spike at all. Molly, just to buy some time, gets the spike nonetheless. In a 1v3 situation,
Spike
finally
planted.
after a couple of seconds, a couple of utilities after, he might be able to clutch this one for the team. Does he know that 119 is gonna sneak by, sees the barrel, even able to clutch, take one down? Just one left, and he does get the clutch for RRQ Academy. Moria with a massive play for his team.
Let's ruin their
Like a
day.
2-on-5 or a 2-on-4. That's just unreal. Don't think we're going to get the POV of it, but that was a ridiculous flick onto that player in A main. Both of the Primothy's going huge in this round.
30 seconds left.
I mean, Woody should
Last
just
player.
never get out alive there. Definitely should not get
player
one. That kill should definitely be converted there from 119. He's given Moria far too much space, and he's taken everything from Mongols, who look to pick up what feels like their 30th thrifty win of this game. Denied, unfortunately. And it's an immediate timeout for Mongols. That's going to be some frustration seeping in. Like, they have let a lot of very advantageous rounds slip through their fingers in this series, and they are really letting RRQ Academy, who really didn't look like they could even get around if they tried their hardest in the first 6, straight back into the game now.
Exactly. It was, what, a 5-0 start. You'd think that maybe RRQ Academy, after that one win, after Mongols is able to... Because their economy felt like it was unbreakable, and now they're sort of forced back into this corner. It felt like the lead is slowly dwindling and slipping away from their fingers. Now it's just a two-round deficit. And it could start at dead even again, like in Lotus.
Yeah, could be the case.
Let's go.
Big ults on the cards here for Mongols. Some great tools to be able to deny map control or retake here. And RRQ changing things up this time. Do have Nats being left on the bottom side of the map. The rest of RRQ Academy walking towards the drop. It's another 1-4. Teo drone gonna go and see if it can clear out the lurker and isolate Nats. He's gone straight over the top of him, but he's still able to come away with one. And the rest of RRQ takes that as an invitation to get on the flank. Beautiful fault line to set up Isaac for success here. And he's going to capitalize off of it. Nicely done for RRQ Academy. Free sight and a
Spike
two-man
planted.
advantage.
That is just absolutely crazy stuff coming from Icy. 1, 2, 3. Had a couple of multi-frags in the first half as well. But against 4, where feels like they've already pretty much settled onto this post plant. Moria might get a little bit distracted with the door opening, and now things are not looking great. In a blink of an eye for RRQ Academy, with a 2v4 situation.
All missiles away.
And now the salvo is going to come right in. He doesn't have eyes on the spike, but the utility is able to bring it down. Now it's half, and now 119 is sticking throughout the defuse, and they successfully get it. The Mongols break 6 now to 7.
Last
That's a
round before the
2-on-4.
switch.
I can't.
Won by Mongols right after RRQ Academy win a 2-on-4 in round 10. What is going on in this game?
Crazy stuff. And it started with this amazing play by IC, but the 119, 1, 2, 3. The numbers, it's the numbers.
Oh, yeah. I don't know how much that adds up to. That's a lot. 142. Quick maths on stream.
Quick maths, good job.
A main control secured once again for Mongols. This is a bit of a classic. Just posting up the judge when you've got a weaker buy here. Overdrive in the back pocket for the Neon. Why not? And RRQ Academy going to respect that initial map control. A little bit of a tickle towards stairs. Nats is having a look into arcade. No contest early on here. Teo drone going forward. Let's get cleared out before it spots Icy.
Are they ready though? The drone's gonna spot this one out, and oh no, the relay bolt's not gonna work out in their favor. Instead, RQ Academy again with a beautiful start on towards this round. Here comes the Rolling Thunders to knock Icy up in the air, but they won't convert that. It's just gonna slow them down. Let's see, however, Evan Fear is gonna get taken down by Icy. Make that a third one, and he's still not stopping. Steel Garden onto B to make sure that this is clear, and they're aggressing onto spawn. 119 again, might make a miracle play happen, but Nats shuts him down before anything else. And this is the first half. Quite chaotic,
Switching
but the
sides.
Mongols are going to be in the lead.
They brought weapons made of.
I'm out of here.
One enemy remaining.
Spaghetti back up, trying to put it back in the pockets. And look, after all said and done, Mongol's just going to kick off a hit straight into Nats.
The constant
My blind is dead.
the 1-4 here. Nats, will he do a miracle play? That might be possible. Takes down 2 before he's eliminated. They do have control of the site, but here comes the rotation coming from the side of RRQ Academy already. MN Fear playing very up close and personal. Might even get a second. Tries to get the flash right in. Moria, though, a bit of a jiggle peek into the swing. Might do the job. Before the Molly comes through, Relay Bolt as well to add into the chaos. Takes advantage of the concuss. Icy gets the double. RRQ Academy starts things off with a bang.
Yep, going to keep the game nice and tight here. Oh, come on, man. This is streamed on official platforms. Can't be seeing that. 6-7 here. It's a good start on the defense. Icy with a little bit of a multi-frag, getting himself closer to an overdrive. So things are feeling good in the RRQ camp.
My blind is dead.
Nexi already pretty
Down.
close to getting himself an Armageddon. It's a hell of a execute defense there from that. Some crispy shots being hit with the Ghost, and the same can be said for Icy coming in on that retake. So anti-eco time here for RRQ Academy. And you can see Icy, he's feeling himself. He knows he's getting close to an overdrive, and he's already looking to farm up some more kills over towards drop. Blinding.
And they're pretty much situated right there. Flash already activated, and they're pretty much guarding the rest with the orb being dropped. Fast lane just to cover his teammate Czar, but he eventually perishes. MN Fear is going to be happy about that kill. Let's see, though, if they continue to go from drop, but instead they're going to back away and respect that.
It's time to run the orb. The great orb marathon. 19. He goes down. I mean, he almost picks up Moria there.
I'm out of here.
I mean, they've actually, you know what? They've seen that player on the bottom side, so they're feeling like the B side's open. We don't need to be running any orbs. We're just going to get straight on into the site and get a nice free plant. Sky is blue. And contest this off angle. Need to get some damage done in spawn side, but punished by Icy. That's the Bulldog dropped.
Yeah, playing off of that timing there. 1, 2, 3. Classic at hand. Gonna push through Canteen. Gonna stay at Gen, rather. Salvo just to make things, to make sure everything's quite clear. Icy doing due diligence to make sure everything is clear. He gets rewarded for that. -1 only on the side of RRQ Academy.
Yeah, nice.
Not the fan.
Icy now one off the overdrive as well. He's gotten some work done with the outlaw
Fight's
there.
not over, you know.
Rest in peace, Czar. All he wanted was a juicy little orb over towards drop, and he paid dearly for it. Oh, we're gonna have to watch it again.
Oh no.
Saddest thing we've ever seen.
Last play.
There's just so much utility raining down in that position.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
Valorant.
escape.
Red
Yeah,
screen, blue
yep.
screen, green screen, stun, dead, missile. Bah, 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 bah. We love it. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Mongols loves a cheeky little arcade set play. Teo Drone to kick things off on the meanwhile, though, you're seeing RRQ pushing straight downstairs. Maybe looking to isolate 119 on the bottom side of the map, or even flank in through underpass.
There.
The Razor Vine's now being taken out. Ice Blue still waiting for the best timing to climb up. MN Fear gets a kill onto Nats. Now he's disappeared. Outlaw's gonna miss right through as 119 takes advantage of that. Maybe gets a bit of damage. Actually, that's a lot with 10 HP. Sky's Blue still being very sneaky here with this shot coming from Czar. He is rewarded for that with a beautiful dink on towards the head. Finds one. He's down to 9 HP. I can't believe he's able to get one more kill before he falls. And 1, 2, 3. Nonetheless, gonna end it all. But that's a very, very expensive round for the side of the Mongols.
Oh, for sure. Anti-bonus. That was not how they wanted that to go. That got way too expensive, but it's better than losing the round. That's what it looked like was about to happen. Czar went absolutely nuclear from the site there. I'm surprised he gets away with that much. And 1, 2, 3
Salamat, thanks.
on a little bit of a sprint down the stairs. It was a very quick headshot onto Moria. So Outlaw being purchased here by Icy knows that a couple of these boys will have to go down to light armor. In fact, 119 doesn't have any armor at all. The rest of them buying up a Judge, Guardian, and making sure that they can get full armor here. So they are playing around the Outlaw quite well here. Once again, Teodrone going forward on Arcade side. Fault line keeping them back for now, but Mongols very much want to split this B site if they can get in here.
Definitely want to get that orb for Armageddon activation. No, instead it's going to go towards 119. Get one kill. Neural Theft, the up and down? Able to fight at least, deny at least one. Now it's a 2v3 situation. The Mongols going to be happy about the situation. Armageddon now available for this post plant.
Just stole the orb from his boy. That's such toxic behavior. Like, what the hell, man?
He was one off.
I know.
Last player standing.
Oh, okay. Well, it's fine. He backs Nexi to not only get the spike down, but also get some one tap and going. That's a freebie for IC, which will give him access to a Vandal. Very doable clutch for him.
Yep. Pretty scary. They don't want to invest the Armageddon for this, but there you go. Triple kill for Nexi to end it all.
Nicely done. Big round from Nexi. 9-7 up for the Mongols. Armageddon secured. Money broken on the side of RRQ. Good stuff. Run into the high-low over on Arcade side and still end up coming out ahead of those tools. These guys are sharp shooters even with the high ping.
Absolutely. It's pretty scary now. It's a bit of a lower buy on the side of RRQ Academy. The Mongols, they've got 3 ultimates available. This round could get very deadly.
Nice from 119. That's exactly what you want to see from him. That was a topside crunch that could have been a Vandal donation, but he is straight on the zip line. He wants nothing to do with that. And our Mongols going to creep their way into A main as a result. But the longer that they take to actually kick off this site here, Nats has been allowed back across to the site. The rotations are already coming in thick and fast from RRQ here.
It's pretty scary, especially if he gets 1 kill. It equals the Steel Garden and will equalize the artillery that both of these teams have. Looks like the Mongols potentially sees that, and they just respect that and back away.
Yeah, I mean, 119 did confirm the fact that topside had been compromised, so you can see Mongols trying to stay a step ahead here, reset things. They know that the stack back on towards that A site was definitely a possibility. They're reading this one very well. Silence can sometimes be the greatest weapon of all. That and alone forces some rotations back over to B from RRQ, and it will just settle things with Nats. Alone here on this A site. Doesn't get caught in transition. The shield doesn't get tripped. Oh, he does get caught in transition back across to the side. He's a dead man. And that's going to be a free site for Mongols.
Beautiful trigger on the shear there. Sort of lower their guard. Icy now with the overdrive finds the 1-3, shuts him down immediately. 33 HP. Onto the Brim player of 1-2-3. Let's see though, with the spike now being planted, 119 just being such a menace, and M and Fear alongside that as well. Double digits now for the Mongols. They're looking really spicy right now.
For sure. I have no idea if Mongolian food is spicy or not, but I have no idea. What even is a Mongolian dish? Apparently, some kind of fermented yak milk or something like that is popular, according to Google.
Oh!
Don't quote me on that.
They do have quite a couple of spicy food as well.
Nice. Well,
now I'm hungry.
For real, I have not eaten properly today. That is my own fault, though.
No.
I see. There you go. Little trick take from RQ, mixing things up. Mongols will be forced to turn away and respect that for now. So, kind of 2 options, really. They can go try to meet up, take that A main control, and split the A site with 119's presence on drop, or they can spend a little bit of time and resources reclearing tree. Do confirm that IC is still hanging around here in this neck of the woods. So some decisions to be made here for our Mongols that naturally have to play a little bit slower with the op out for Sky is Blue.
It's going to be a bit scary with a flash at the ready as well on the side of Zara if they were able to spot out Icy. Could be counter flashes across the table into the kitchen sink. Icy though is going to get concussed, and who wins? That's going to be Zara and Icy instead against a lot of these members from the Mongols. And immediately it's just 1-2-3 and Nexi left.
Yeah, I mean, RQ just read that beautifully. credit to Zar in the perfect position to back up his Neon. All of that breach util made their life
30 seconds
impossible.
left.
Woody is really switched on as well, ready for the flank of the Cypher. And this round was over before it started. RRQ shoving down tree, taking all of that control, and being about 2 or 3 steps ahead for all of Mongol's reactions.
10 seconds
Now they're
left.
just forced to just take this operator onto the next round. Things are looking great again for RRQ. And remember, in Lotus, the Mongols were in the lead. They were so close to match point. But the successive, the rounds in succession that happened for Academy, RRQ Academy, was what really dealt a lot against the Mongols, and that's how they were able to win out Lotus despite having that round deficit.
Bit of a timeout here. See if it's tactical or technical pause. Mongols timeout. So, yeah, gonna have a chat after conceding that last round to RRQ Academy. Coach is not happy with something he's seen there. A lot of the time, Mongols have been taking these timeouts in response to losing rounds, or particularly when the game gets close. I mean, they are taking it in response to losing a round, but I think the coach really trying to drive home the point that we need to lock the hell in here now that we're up 10-8 and close out this game, because we definitely let that Lotus game slip through our fingers a little bit. And this is an opportunity that really just cannot go begging at this point in the group. You're 1 and 2. Need to get that dub over RRQ Academy, who are 2-1, and be able to push ourselves into some spicy tiebreakers. Can't wait to get out the rule book and skim through the pages with the magnifying glass to find out who's going to head through into the playoffs.
This is starting to get really, really extra tense for both of these teams. RRQ Academy, they've been in the spot before, literally the map prior. We definitely want to keep building that momentum. Look at all the utility flying across the map. Even despite Concuss, Sky's Blue is able to get a kill first before he falls. Woody, though, re-enter, re-aggress, backs away, 1 for 1.
Yeah, 119 getting active on drop, tries to catch Zara on the cross there. Orbital forced out. Teo drone in reply. MN Fear has picked up this operator. So Mongol's not in a rush to really be doing much of anything. RRQ still 3 strong on this A side of the map. Zip back across. Might have been hurt there by Nats, who's still kind of playing retake on the B side from spawn side. And RRQ getting active, re-aggressing in towards A main. Main ran straight into Mongols here.
It's going to be really, really scary, especially you have to deal with the breach. Utility, never mind, it is the operator. 1 for 1 for 1, 2 for 2. Just trying to swing back onto Sands and gain information. They're going to be happy about that. Zar is going to get rolling thundered, but is able to recover and rejoin his teammate. Nats, here comes the Steel Guard, and to make sure that they get the advantage, they have to respect that. Buys a lot of time, 30 seconds on the clock for them to force rotate into the Vice utility.
Yeah, Zar's on over here. When's this fault line coming up? This could be a huge fault line if it comes off cooldown, but 10 seconds is not soon enough. He's got on the off angle, though.
Oh dear me, there's the Arc Rose activated. Spikes in the middle of nowhere. You're forced to pick that up, forced to be in a very weird position with into the fault line. You're forced to plant the spike to extend the timer, but Zar will not give you the time indeed. And RRQ Academy is just 1 round away from taking it to even.
Lovely round from Zar there. Just positionally perfect on the breach. Actually, after a bit of a rough game, I think it was 5 of 14 up to that point. He was having the classic breach experience with 13 assists and 5 kills, just throwing util for all the boys. Finally has a round where he gets to shoot his gun. That is a relatable feel. And almost doubles his kills in one fell swoop. So Mongols on the ropes now. Money not looking so great. A great chance at the reset for RRQ Academy. And big pacing from Mongols straight into A main here.
Oh, 119's gonna get spotted. However, Icy doing due diligence. Armageddon just to slow things down. Woody in prime position for a multi-frag here. Gets 2. Emin Fear, though, shuts him down. Now it's a 2 for 2. Still RRQ Academy in the lead when it comes to numbers. Now they're gonna pause as Nats is gonna rotate to A.
Yeah, cutting sound here from Mongols. All picked up for Zar. May as well. Help yourself. Cross from MN Fear. Does make it across to the site before RRQ Academy can do much about it. And with the plant going down, you're going to start to get some movements here from Nats on the bottom side.
Question is, do they check drop at all? This could end in disaster for the side of RRQ Academy. They are not exactly as aware. Flash is going to kick in. Even the fault line as well onto the site itself. Ah, there is the fast lane activated. Sky's
One
Blue
enemy remaining.
has now revealed himself, but they've already done the damage. 1v2 situation. Emin Fear all alone. Can he clutch this? Gonna get the isolated fights. That's gonna be a no. RRQ Academy now takes it even on the second half.
Oh, Mongols are going to be kicking themselves. That is why tack timeouts can sometimes be a bit of a double-edged sword. You know, Mongols trying to lock the hell in. Up 10-8. Take a timeout to have a little bit of a chat with the boys, but that means that RRQ can get yapping as well. And they take that timeout as an opportunity to win multiple gun rounds in a row. Great stuff from Woody. Playing that disruptive position behind the smoke thrown out from his own Brimothy. It's a really, really strong spot to stop those sand splits. Man, Mongols are broke now.
Yep. Definitely not looking good for the side of the Mongols. Just gonna have a rush onto Arcade here. Here comes Sky's Blue, decides to come off of ropes. Nats forced out of tower. Forced to look at different directions, not knowing where everybody's gonna be coming from just yet. Here comes the jiggle peek, the jump peek, the relay bolt, just a stun. Nats is going to be eliminated by 119. That has a good view of everything. Now it's a 3v4. Will they rotate to A is the question here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Nexie, don't get caught on the cross with the
Oh,
spike,
no!
my man. Oh,
Spike
no.
down B.
That's really throwing
Oh,
a
dear.
smatter in the works now for Mongols.
That's quite unfortunate. Now 119 has to pick up the pieces alongside the rest. There's Zar with a beautiful fault line, diminishing every single thing away from the Mongols. RRQ Academy. What was that catch?
Oh, no. I'm pretty sure earlier in this game there was a round where Mongols were up like 4-on-2 or 5-on-2 on a half buy. Like, they have almost won so many half buys in this series. So many opportunities going begging for Mongols, and RRQ Academy are not going to complain about that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dear. Yeah. Let's see now how Mongols is able to sort of re-strategize and
Yeah, I mean, no
recover
timeout
from
to
what
reset.
happened. Yeah.
No timeout to reset the mental here. Opts out for Icy. He's posted up towards Arcade. That has been a point of contest for a couple of rounds here for Mongols, but they're just taking things slow. Contact approach straight towards tree here. Sky is Blue going fishing.
Go, go, go.
Bait out the sheer wall here and then get out of dodge. All picked up in tree by MN Fear. Getting closer and closer towards this Rolling Thunder as we get towards the pointy end of this game. That ult could really make a big difference. Jiggle from Woody. Awaiting Mongols' retake attempt on this A side of the map. You can see the breach there ready with some reactive utilities. Are looking to shut this one down, and he is one off his own Rolling Thunder. So if he gets one kill here, he can rip that breach off straight away.
Drone unable to set off. Sky's Blue tagged a little bit here. Having their own salvo as well. Gonna dodge all of the utility, all the salvos, every single AoE circle that you find on the floor. Woody and the rest will decide to back away, respect the possible flood of the Mongols. Now they're looking towards A main here. The fast lane is going to really open things up. Icy and Zar having a kill. Sky is Blue recovering things and equalizing. Zar once again constantly being a pain towards the Mongols. And now they have no time. 10 seconds.
Fault line.
There's a fault line even just straight to their heads. Doesn't get the stun on in, but it doesn't really matter. Match point now for RRQ Academy.
Oh, you can see that from miles away. Mongols just inching closer to the site where a breach is just waiting to get one kill. And all it's going to take is for Zar to rip that Rolling Thunder to shut that round down. Things got very messy. Util flying back and forth. This is just the reality of the Breach Teo meta on Fracture. This is the meta comp right now.
Go, go, go.
And Zar, multiple back-to-back multi-frags. to really have maximum impact for RRQ Academy after, at one point, he was going like 5-14 this game. He's now 15-14, and that is just a cherry on top for Icy. Series point for RRQ Academy, and your Neons found the opening pick onto the opposing duelist. Mongols are reeling here.
4v5 now, RRQ Academy. Let's see if they are able to find the dish player, and that's going to be a yes. It's going to be on a deficit here, and Icy is taking them down one by one.
Yeah, that is the second time that I've seen Mongols die with a big impact ult before they can even make it into the mid to late round. The same thing happened on the quintessential round of Lotus. They lost the showstopper, and this round has fallen apart before Mongols have even got a chance to play it.
An operator at that. Now they have a bit of space, but with Czar alongside IC, this is a deadly combo alongside the utility and the operator. Comes the fault line just to flush out the op angle, repositions towards the other side instead. 33 seconds on the clock, that's gonna be Nats, and Czar guarding out Sands, gets the concuss into a transfer. Nexi is already low, and there you go, 2-0